What's up, everybody? We're back once again with a top 5 web exclusive here on the MacGuffin Podcast. My name is Allen.
And I am Brandi.
And today we are going to be talking about our top 5 most underrated films. These are the movies that no one seems to like or even know about, but we love them. So, would you like to start?
Sure. My number 5 is a film from a very prominent director, but I think a lot of people think of it as sort of his one misstep, but it's actually my favorite out of all of his films, and that is The Fountain from Darren Aronofsky. I remember seeing this at a preview screening, and everybody was just kind of looking around at the end like, what the hell was that? And I was like, that was beautiful. I can't wait to see that again. I'm going to buy it on DVD and watch it 1,000 times. And, I mean, it is weird. It's very weird, but I was just... There's something about it that moved me. Wow. I think it's a great, great film.
Wow, yeah. I mean, I have to admit that I haven't actually seen this one of his, but I've read that it is one of his least regarded films. And, I mean, you're giving it a lot of praise, putting it above, like, Requiem for a Dream and The Wrestler. So, I mean, what is it about the film that... Pi 2, I mean, what is it about the film that makes it better than all three of those?
It just raised a lot more emotion for me than those did. Yeah, I mean, maybe not more emotion than The Wrestler, which I do really, really like The Wrestler as well. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I thought it looked amazing. I thought the performances were great, and I just thought, you know, even the most bizarre sequences, I didn't have a problem with them like some people did.
I'll definitely check it out because I like that director. So I mean, it'll probably be a good film. My number 5 movie is a small little love story featuring the newly reinvigorated Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, wow.
He just came back, if you guys haven't heard. And it's called Two Lovers, his last film.
I've not seen it. I heard it was pretty good.
The film is pretty much, I mean, it's a simple story of a simple love triangle. You have Joaquin Phoenix, who's caught between... two women, one played by Vanessa Shaw, the other one played by, oh my god, I forgot her name. Shakespeare in Love.
Gwyneth Paltrow?
Gwyneth Paltrow, yes. I mean, it is simple. It's a routine plot, but it's acted so well. It's directed so great that I absolutely loved it. You should definitely check it out. It's a very good movie. A lot of people thought it was going to be Joaquin Phoenix's last movie, but you know, so.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's going to really want to work with him anymore, though, but we'll see.
Come on.
All right, my number 4 is a film from 2004, and it is In Good Company with Dennis Quaid and I think it's Mark Helgenberger, Topher Grace, Scarlett Johansson. I thought this was just like a really smart adult comedy, and not like adult, but like a comedy for grown-ups. And it wasn't predictable at all for me, like a lot of things that have these sort of like love stories going in it are. And I just liked it a lot. I actually saw it twice in the theater.
Is this the one where actually Topher Grace is Dennis Quaid's boss?
Yeah.
And he ends up like falling in love with Scarlett Johansson? Or is it Scarlett?
He has a thing with Scarlett Johansson, who's Dennis Quaid's daughter.
Oh yeah, I remember watching this and not caring for it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't like it that much, but I think it's great. I really do.
Wow, I gotta say that I'm not a huge Topher Grace fan. He always seems to be the exact same character in every movie that he's done. I mean, every time I see him, all I think of is that 70s show. I mean,
I love that 70s show.
70s show was great. He was great in that that TV show, but it seems he just carried that character all the way through. I mean, God, Topher Grace as Venom. I mean, come on, seriously. Anyway, moving on. My number 4 film is kind of surprising that it's on this list, being that it was nominated for an Oscar for Best Picture. But to me, it's one of the best films of the last 10 years, and it's Robert Altman's Gosford Park.
I think people have regard for Gosford Park.
Really? Because everyone that I ask, all the lists that I've seen of the great movies of the last 10 years, Gosford Park is not on it at all. Yeah. But, I mean, you would agree that this is a great movie, right?
I would agree that it's a great movie.
It's a great whodunit. It kind of reminds me a lot of Renoir's Rules of the Game, if you remember.
I think that's probably a conscious
conscious choice.
Influence on it.
Robert Altman has always been known to have huge casts. For me, like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Here, it works absolutely great. I mean,
it's just fun to watch all those actors with each other.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's so elegant, so graceful. In the middle of the movie, they break to like this musical scene on the piano that's just so good. I want everyone to see this movie because it's fantastic. So
okay. Well, my number 3 is from Brett Ratner of all people, and that is a film from 2000 called The Family Man, starring Nicolas Cage and Téa Leoni, and I love this movie, and I watch it every Christmas, and I think it is really, I think Spencer is really disapproving of me right now, but I think it's well done and charming, and I love the end, and I just...
Isn't this sort of like isn't that movie sort of a take on It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah.
Where he kind of gets into this like other universe and everything? Or, I mean, how does it work? Do they like
kind
not
of
know
It's a
him,
Wonderful
or?
Life, kind of a like Christmas Carol-y kind of a thing where he's this, he's a banker of some kind, and he's a total jerk, and then Don Cheadle comes along and shows him what his life would have been like if he had married his college sweetheart instead of focused on his career. And
So it's really
well
of
done.
Rip off of It's a Wonderful Life, as opposed to being influenced by It's a Wonderful Life. All right.
Well, no, because it's the opposite. But I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. Everybody in my family likes it a lot. We watch it all the time. So I don't know. I think it's underrated. I think it should be up there with those like holiday classics.
All right, sounds good. Okay, moving on to my number 3 film is actually a Western, and it is The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford. To me, this film is a damn near masterpiece, directed by Andrew Dominik, featuring Brad Pitt, Casey Affleck, and Sam Rockwell. I thought the directing was superb. I thought the acting all around was great. I think it's one of
a lot of really good actors.
Yeah, I thought it was Casey Affleck's best performance. I thought it was one of Brad Pitt's best performances. Sam Rockwell, of course, is always great. I love how it was photographed, the dreamlike quality of it. Yes, it's a little long. It's about 3 hours, but to me, I was
pretty into it for about half, and then I was like, when is this going to end? And it takes some weird tangents at the end too.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, but I mean, to me, I was so captivated by the film that it could have just kept going. I mean, I thought
still be watching it.
It could have been 4 hours, 5 hours. I thought it was so good that I didn't want it to stop. I thought, I mean, it does take some weird tangents, but I think it fits within the context of the film. So, The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford. You guys should check it out if you like westerns. So. Or if you like good movies.
My number 2 is another film that is the least regarded film from a well-regarded director, and that is Sofia Coppola's Marie Antoinette, which I think a lot of people thought was quite boring, and which I thought was one of the best character pieces I've ever seen. And gorgeous to look at, great acting. I liked it. I just liked that movie, and I didn't understand why so many people really disliked it.
So this is your favorite of hers?
No, I would say Lost in Translation is still my favorite, but I think for the most part, like, most people appreciate Lost in Translation.
Yeah.
And this one,
yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it.
Nobody seems to like it.
I mean, I wasn't very enthused about it when I saw the trailer or whatever. So
yeah, it's one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
Isn't it the one where it had pop music in it and stuff like that? And
yeah, it has a New Order in the background, I think.
Yeah.
And it's just she's running around in Versailles. It's great. It's just great.
All right.
I don't understand.
Okay. Okay. Moving on to my number 2. My number 2 is directed by a guy who is slowly becoming one of the best directors out right now. His name is, I don't know if I'll be able to pronounce it correctly, Ramin Barani.
Oh, Ramin Barani. Yeah.
Yeah, he directed Man Push Cart, Chop Shop, and his latest film, I think, is probably his best, and it's Goodbye Solo.
I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to.
This is a fantastic movie. And if for those of you who don't know, it's about a Senegalese cab driver who picks up a fare, okay, and then the guy offers the cab driver money to take him out to a cliff like in 2 weeks so that the guy can jump off and kill himself. So the whole story revolves around the interaction between these two people who you'd never expect to be together, and the cab driver's attempts to kind of save the guy before he commits suicide. It's a fantastically made film, acted incredible by everyone around them. I mean, by the end, I was in tears.
I think eventually he's going to be a really famous director.
Yeah, he's a name that you guys should remember.
Slow build, but yeah. And there's a amazing short film that he did with Werner Herzog.
Oh, really?
That is about a plastic bag, the lifespan of a plastic bag. I think it's called Plastic Bag.
Oh, wow.
But you should Google it because it's hilarious, because it's Werner Herzog's voice doing the narration, so of course it's hilarious. Anyway, my number one, this poor film came out in 2008 after like 3 different films about the Iraq War had all flopped and got put in the theaters for like a week. Made I think about $200,000, but it is a really, really good movie, and that is The Lucky Ones, starring Tim Robbins, Rachel McAdams, and Michael Pena. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. And it's from Neil Berger, directed it. I think he wrote it too. And it's like 3 soldiers coming back from the Iraq War, and they end up on sort of a road trip together. It's very sort of. It's more of a road movie than a war movie for sure, and it reminds me of like a modern take on The Best Years of Our Lives or something
really?
like that.
Wow, high praise.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's so too bad that it just didn't get any attention, because all these other films like In the Valley of Ella and there's a couple other ones that come out, and just nobody wanted to see anything about Iraq, I guess. But very well acted, very well done. I would highly recommend renting it.
Okay. I'll try to check it out. Put it on the Netflix queue. My number one film is probably the most underrated film of the last decade. It's directed by one of the according to me, it's directed by one of the greatest directors of all time. I think I've mentioned him like 3 times already. His name is Sidney Lumet. Featuring Philip Seymour Hoffman, Ethan Hawke. It's the film better known as Before the Devil Knows You're Dead.
That is a great movie.
This is absolutely, I mean, to me, this is a masterpiece of a movie.
It is ridiculous that nobody got an Oscar nomination for that. It didn't get any nominations of any kind.
I don't understand how no one knows about this film. It's
amazing.
So good. It's directed so great. I mean, Sidney Lumet is a guy who's like in his mid-80s, and he directed this film as if it was like a dude from his 30s. I mean, there's no slow. It's quick-paced. The acting is great. It feels like, I mean, it's a story about two brothers who try to do this robbery that goes completely wrong, and
no robbery has ever gone worse than this robbery.
It's so bad. The twists and turns are crazy. You could literally
Marissa
feel
Tomei is great in it. Albert Finney is great in it as their dad.
Yeah, it's so great. You could feel the tension building up. I mean, it's almost to the point of a Greek tragedy. It's so intense. It's a movie that I tell everyone to see. It's fantastic. So you guys have to watch that movie.
Rent that one too if you haven't seen it.
Yes. So that does it, I believe, for our top 5 most underrated films. If you have any films that you would like to recommend, please let us know here at the MacGuffinPodcast.com, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Take care.